buys a car and he finishes paying it off, he just buys a new one and keeps the old one.
Okay.
So at one point, we had 2 drivers and 6 cars.
Okay.
Okay, I guess we're live right now on stream and YouTube, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Well,
simple answer is I don't need all those cars.
I can tell you it's a little cooler up here now these days.
I would think so. You have a sweater on.
Yes, and it's we've had frost warnings for the last 2 nights.
Wow.
Oh, no.
So it is definitely getting a little cool, which is good because it'll be coming down. Plus, I get my airline tickets. We're coming back down in a couple of weeks. So I'm looking forward to leaving Massachusetts. It's crazy with the taxes, with the crime.
Did you sell your house?
Not yet, unfortunately. Massachusetts having a tough time. People are leaving the state of Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts, California, New York, New Jersey, they're leaving all of them because they're hitting them not only with real estate taxes, but with income taxes where they're just going through the roof.
I just,
And de Blasio in New York City says, so let the rich people leave. What do I care?
Yeah, he is ruining the city, just
Oh,
totally.
no question. He's
It'll take
horrible,
10 to 15 years for it to recover.
no question.
So we're only missing Peggy.
And Greg,
Oh, Greg. Bobby, where is Greg?
We're down 2.
Yeah. I got to get used to these 5 o'clock meetings.
this is only 2. There's
Okay,
only
so-
2 the whole year, and it's both presenting the budget.
Yeah.
There has to be some reason why it's
Yes.
5:01.
Yes, because if it's in the middle of the day, a lot of people work and they can't tune in.
Yeah,
So it's got to be after 5 o'clock, so therefore 5:01.
oh my God.
Because this town staff doesn't want to hang around longer than that.
That's
Oh,
funny.
we love it.
So that's the rationale for it?
Yes.
Yep.
That's what I was told anyway.
Officially beyond 5 o'clock.
That's what I've heard.
Okay, so let's
Wait,
now,
what did you guys hear that I missed?
Marshall, is there some regulation?
No, we were just talking about why it's at 5:01.
Oh, okay.
Is that
We
true?
are at 5:01. It's on you, Mayor.
Is that the reasoning?
Yeah, it's have to be after 5 o'clock.
So-
Statute.
So the mayor can decide,
Okay.
right?
Oh, that's
That-
what the reasoning is.
The mayor can decide on the time. Could be 5:30, could be 6.
Now you're
Sure.
spreading
10
rumors.
o'clock.
Yeah, we could go with a different time. Your tradition has been 5:01.
Could be 10 o'clock at night.
I don't think so.
Evelyn,
Yes, ma'am.
you got a new do.
Well, yes,
We
sort
can
of.
talk girl talk. Yeah, you look great.
Actually, thank you. My colorist closed the salon, so she's in a small little suite now. And there wasn't anybody around to blow my hair out, so I just let it dry on its own.
Awesome.
Looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah, we all need a
You
new
know
do.
what? Sometimes you need a little change.
There you go.
Shall we give Greg a little bit more time?
I'm
He's
here.
here.
Oh, here he is.
there he
Okay.
is.
I was just sitting silently.
Okay,
With the
shall we
same
begin
dude.
then?
I
We'll
agree with
officially begin the meeting at 5:02. We call the roll, please. We'll call it to order.
Commissioner Shoemaker,
Present.
Commissioner David,
Present.
Commissioner Gossick Seidman,
Present?
Vice Mayor Bobby,
Present.
Mayor Hillman,
Present.
Town Attorney Tercivia,
Here,
Town Manager Labadie,
Present.
and Finance Director Lala.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, let's rise for the pledge. I pledge
Pledge allegiance
to the flag
to the
of
flag
the United
of the United
States
States of America
and to
And
the
to
and to the republic
for
which
which it stands,
stands
one
one
nation,
nation
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty,
liberty,
and justice for all.
justice for all.
Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? If not, can I have a motion to approve the agenda as it stands?
I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second it.
All in favor, just say aye, please.
Aye.
All right.
Aye. There are no presentations, so we can move on to the second reading for the public hearings. It's resolution number 20-016, adopting of the final millage rate. I will turn that over to the town manager, to Marshall, please.
Yes, Matt, did you give him a script to read?
Yes,
So basically, we've read the,
You want me to read the script? I can do that if you want.
yes, please.
Her? Okay.
Please.
Resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Highland Beach, Florida, adopting a final millage rate of 3.2294 mils for the town's general operating fund for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2020 and ending September 30, 2021, providing that the final millage rate of 3.2294 mils is 1.66 percentage greater than the computed rollback rate of 3.1767%, mils, providing for the severability, conflicts, and an effective date. Public hearing has been advertised in conformance with the Florida statute and town ordinance. Move on to B, resolution number 20-017, adopting a final budget. Resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Highland Beach, adopting a final budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2020 and ending September 30, 2021, determining and fixing the amounts necessary to carry on the government of the town for the ensuing year, providing for severability, conflicts, and an effective date. Is there any discussion on this? We've been through it
So
times.
as each resolution will have to be acted on separately. And the first resolution, which is 6A, which is adopting the final millage rate, there is a public hearing, and we do have a public comment before action can be taken. Before,
Okay.
Mayor, if I may, there are no changes from the September 8th date. The budget is as it was stated then, and the millage rates are as they were then. So there have been no changes to communicate to you.
Okay, so do we have the public comment before the motion or after the motion?
Before.
Okay, I understand we do have a public comment, so let's bring that on now.
One second, is loading the audio.
I understand we do have a public comment, so let's bring that on now.
Yep. So Mr. Ross is here for public comment.
Hi, everything working?
Yes, sir.
Great.
One second, is loading the audio.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're in business. All right, I thought,
I understand we do have a public comment, so let's bring that on now.
Yep. So Mr. Ross is here for public comment.
Is that the TV?
hi, everything working?
Yes, sir.
Great.
I think it's got YouTube on.
Yeah.
I'm getting feedback.
Yes.
Hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Your business. I know where it is. It's me. There you go.
Okay, loud and clear.
I was watching the beginning of the meeting, so I had a split screen. Okay. I thought that since you've held 2 public hearings at 5 o'clock and had to come in and listen to the mayor read what was printed, I thought that having a member of the public would be helpful, and that's me. Staying on subject. In your, I'm going to stick to the water plant and things around it and the funding. In your budget are payments to Delray at a higher level due to their stating that that they have installed a new meter and it proved the old meter wrong. Additionally, there are back payments for what they claim we owe them under the old meter. There might be some excuse for paying a higher rate if indeed they had really changed the meter, which I don't think anyone's verified, and the old meter was wrong, which I don't think we've verified. They've just claimed it. And so far, most of the official actions we've had between us and Delray have been less than competent, and certainly their water system is under some stress. Yeah, if the folks in our water plant have verified that the last meter was wrong and the new meter was right, we probably have to pay at a higher low rate this year. However, I see no reason under any circumstances to pay them back for anything. First of all, that old meter's been around for years. If they can claim a couple months, they can claim a couple of years of money. And second of all, we paid them everything they billed us for. They have a faulty meter, in addition to not cleaning out their water tanks for 30 years and a bunch of other things. Then why would we pay them the back money? We already paid them what they billed us based on the meter reading that they thought was good and what we thought was good. As for the other stuff, this may take a minute or two. I believe that most of you favor the idea of moving the debt that we are paying for the water plant under the water plant with a concomitant reduction in taxes. Move $100 over to the water plant, that gets put in the rates, and the tax amount is reduced accordingly, left pocket, right pocket. That should be fine, although you may have some effects on different folks. But I don't know how you could do that in the middle of a year when you've already collected the taxes on one side of that equation and the water bills on the other side. And the study that you commissioned, that we commissioned, assumes that in this coming year, the one you are starting on October 1st, that this would get done. That's the hypothesis. But you can't raise money that you don't have an expense for. Well, you probably could, but it's not the right thing to do. So you could figure out some way to compensate yourself. Assuming you like the principle of having the cost for water be met by the water company, in this case, the water plant, then you've got some of these details to clean up. Included in that study was the idea of collecting more money than was needed to run the plant in order to build reserves. Probably what I,
Left, John.
Hmm?
You got 1 minute left, John.
oh, well, I'm not going to make it in a minute, so I'll write it instead.
Just move along.
Okay. I don't know how you deal with the extra money, which puts the savings on taxes being identical to the higher water bills, the increase in water bills in total dollar amounts. If included in that is raising extra money for reserves. So you've got to think about that. And there's also a suggestion that you pay off the debt. That may or may not be the come out of the tax money, which is not budgeted, or come from the higher water rates, in which case you're further out of sync in balancing tax savings with increases in water. So that should probably be resolved. The next section I was going to deal with was rate increases, but why don't I just write that? Yeah. And you have fun with that.
John, why don't you send an email into Marshall, and then Marshall can circulate it to the commissioners on your additional thoughts.
Oh, I'll give it to the whole town.
Okay,
There you go.
there you go. Thank you very much for your comments. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay. Let's move on.
You
Okay, public comments are now closed. Is there any discussion anybody wants to have on either 20-016 or 20-017? If not,
Mayor,
yes.
just wondered
ahead.
if Mr. Lala would like to address any of Mr. Ross's concerns?
Do you
I
have-
will address them in the manager's report, if that's okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much. Just wanted to tie that up.
And in particular, a question.
Sure.
Does that mean you will also address the issue of new meter, old meter, verification, all of that? Very good.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
okay.
I understood.
Let's go specifically now on resolution number 20-016. If there's no discussion on it, we'll entertain a motion.
I move we adopt resolution number 20-016 as presented.
Is there a second?
Second motion.
All in favor? Oh, we need a roll call.
Roll call.
Yes. Commissioner David,
Yes,
Commissioner Shoemaker,
Yes.
Commissioner Gossett Simon,
Yes,
Vice Mayor Bobby. Vice Mayor Bobby, I think you're muted.
Apologies, yes.
Thank you. Mayor Hillman,
Yes.
thank you. Motion carries.
Move on to resolution number 20-017. If there's no discussion, we'll entertain a motion.
I move. Go ahead, John.
Discussion? John?
No comment is, do we again ask for public feedback on?
Oh,
No, public comments are closed.
Okay, I thought it was my resolution.
Are you making a motion?
No,
Is there a motion on 20-017?
oh,
I move we accept resolution number 20-017 as presented.
I second the motion.
Okay.
Call.
Commissioner David,
Yes,
Commissioner Shoemaker,
Yes.
Commissioner Gossett Simon,
yes,
Vice Mayor Bobby,
Yes,
Mayor Hillman.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Now we will move on to the town manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll start my brief report by addressing the public comment quickly. Yes, they had a broken meter. They have replaced that meter that was verified by the Public Works Director, Pat Roman. So that's been done. We verified their readings based on our readings. We take a daily read at all meters. So we went back through our records to verify what number they were, if you will, back charging us for was correct, and it was. We are obligated by our contractual arrangement with Delray to pay those dollars back because they do have provisions in that contract that allow them to estimate billing when equipment issues arise. Generally, you don't see this prolonged period of time of estimating, but nonetheless, we were obligated by our contract to pay them back. But we verified the numbers with our daily reads, and I do recall that we went over this as a group when that initially happened because we have a 4-quarter repayment schedule to them to return those dollars. And yes, it did drive up some of our expense on the sewer side of the ledger in the budget. So we did take care of that. Now, there was a statement on taxes as it relates to the debt. Matt did bring that up with the consultant, and they're going to take a look at that as we progress. We haven't made our decision on, do we like the rate study, a modified version, something different? The commission has not given any final approval. So Matt did point them out that once we've approved the budget and move into the next fiscal year, we will be collecting the debt millage as approved today. And most likely we would have to make that shift recognized in the budget for those debt dollars. So there isn't a double dip, if you will, on those dollars, or we recognize them in some other fashion in our book to account for that and how that will shift forward. So we are taking a look at that. So those are kind of address that, and it does lead me into my update on the water study. You know that the Financial Advisory Board on Thursday will be hearing the presentation and discussing the water rate study. Matt and I are feverishly working with the consultant to get some additional information, which I haven't received just yet, but I hope to have some time this evening or first thing in the morning that will address a lot of the comments that you guys had, along with some of the questions that the Financial Advisory Board have asked me offline. So we're working on providing some more information that will help us move forward. With that, I did recognize something else that I will be sharing with the FAB, and I'll share with you this evening, is that our comprehensive plan that we have approved is required by statute to have our water supply plan encompassed within it, for which there is an element that stipulates all of our policy objectives as it relates to our water system. And it does have a statement in policy 1.3.3 that we have to maintain a 3-tiered rate structure in accordance with an ordinance that we have put in place. The ordinance which we reference has been superseded with just a generalized language that our rates are established by resolution of the commission. But nonetheless, it does say a 3-tier rate. I will be meeting with the South Florida Water Management District, hopefully over the next few days, to kind of get their thoughts and feelings as to what their positions truly are as it relates to rate structures and the flexibilities afforded to communities. But just that we do have it in our comp plan. So if we do decide to go in a direction of changing how we do it, there will be some implications that we're going to have to revise our comprehensive plan as well. And that part of the comprehensive plan is reviewed by the South Florida Water Management District. So a few more entanglements. I'm just trying to get that clarity for you so you guys can have the best information to make your decisions. But we are getting that additional data that everybody's looking for, predominantly looking at bills paid by class, how much revenue is generated by class, what the flows are by class, and then what that is for both water and sewer side of things, giving a few years look back, and then also raw water production over the months, and then looking at bill samples, low, medium, and high for residential, low, medium, high for smaller condos, low, medium, high for large condos, just so everybody has that context when we start having these conversations, as I'm sure we're going to have some good in-depth conversations moving forward. The other one, the fire study is moving forward. We met with Robert Finn to get a little update. They've received all of their initial data requests and completed all their initial interviews. And now they're going to spend a couple weeks pouring through that data so they can begin to develop what they call their profile or baseline. And then we'll be looking at that to validate the information they provided and what kind of improvements we need. So they are on schedule, which is good news. They are still proceeding with that. Also, our consultants on the camera of the sanitary sewer, that's with the engineers now. So they're having all the excitement of reviewing sewer camera footage and making engineering determinations as to what we may need to do as far as rehabilitation of that sanitary sewer system. Other than that, we got the budget in place and are moving forward. And that's really all I had for updates this evening, just that the three are big projects, our three heavy lifting projects are moving forward, and we are on point to get you all the best information and keep you informed.
That's it?
That's it, sir.
And that was 1.13, was that?
Was that?
Ordinance.
Just giving you a hard time.
Okay.
Moving forward on the meetings, mark your calendars on the Financial Advisory Board. That is Thursday, and it's at 2:30, that meeting begins. So if you're available, take a look at it. If not, it'll be on video. Obviously, you can catch up on it so we can see more data, more information. Tomorrow is the Natural Resources Preservation meeting at 9:30 tomorrow morning. October 6th is our next meeting at 1:30. And then on the 8th is the Planning Board meeting at 9:30. And on October 12th is the observance of Columbus Day. Offices will be closed. And that is it. Unless anybody has anything else they need to bring up, we will.
Mayor?
Yes.
Yes, sir. If we could request of Marshall that if any other data is provided to the FAB, if he could also copy the five of us would be terrific so that we can all be moving along together.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You guys will get the information first. I'm sorry, I'll make that
Oh,
clear.
great.
Commission
No
always
problem.
gets it first. Yep.
Okay, thank you. Just checking.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Question?
Yeah. Anybody else got anything else before we close out?
Just one?
Yeah, sure. Go right ahead. Yep.
I wanted to follow up also on John Ross's feedback. I just wanted to clarify from my own understanding that the meter was broken, that you verified the numbers, that there were estimates involved. Having reviewed all of that, you feel very confident that all was done properly and that we should pay the bill based on a contract that is in place that obligates us, and that there's no issue here about simply ignoring any payment or responding to their problems because it was their meter that died. None of that. So we can put that to bed. Am I correct?
Correct.
Second thing is I've gotten relative to the water pricing. Oh my goodness, this is going to be, I guess controversial would be one word to use. So there's a lot of concern about fairness. If there was one word I could use, it's fairness. And so if you could pass on to the consultant that the concern seems to be wrapped around the quality of data, the accuracy of the data, and in particular, as an example, meters. Well, a condo community might have just one meter. So as the mayor has correctly stated, most condo units don't even know what they're paying for water because they don't pay. It's all part of their fee. So condos most of the condos, I believe, I don't know if that's true for all of them, have 1 meter. Then there are multifamily dwellings that have 1 meter. There are apparently other multifamily dwellings with meters for each family or each unit. And then, of course, we have the single family homes with 1 meter. So I think the issue is going to come down to verifying who's got meters. And then we get into the issue of, is a tiered approach the right approach for fairness, where there's certainly a strong feeling by some that a tiered approach, while it might serve the county for conservation objectives, is not fair for families versus, say, 1 or 2 people living in a condo. So anyways, I just thought I would share that feedback that I'm getting, which is really wrapped around how do we determine who's using water, who should pay for it, and a fairness approach to make sure that everybody is getting an equal and fair cost that they should pay. So given the input, I thought it best to share that with you while this ongoing effort goes along. Thank goodness we have this consultant working on it. I do appreciate it. It's not easy. Having, again, took the time to read through the slide presentation and the consulting, it gets complicated. So we got to keep this simple, hopefully simple and fair and practical. We don't want to start installing meters and we want to do a lot of crazy things, but it may be that we have to install a few meters. I don't know. But, in any event, it will be interesting as it goes forward. That's my 2 points.
Okay, thanks, John. Okay, with that, I think we're ready to adjourn.
Yes.
Twice. Thank you all. Have a good
Thank you,
evening.
Mayor.
Have a good night.
Okay, 5:30, we are
Thank you.
adjourning. Bye-bye.
Excellent.